Hello, welcome to Ram and Goat Astrology. I am Laura Lee. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, I'm Helena. And I'm a little bit low today.
Yeah,
I'm a little
Helena's
sick, so.
energy's down a little bit. So I'll be the booster for everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to Cancer season. We just had the summer solstice. How was your solstice celebration in Sweden?
It was really nice. Like we always celebrate midsummer on the Friday closest to the 21st, so like the national holiday I spent with my family.
So you guys have
Had a
it as a
very
national holiday?
we yeah, we do. But
That's
not
awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is very awesome. And we dance around this huge pole covered in flowers and just greens, and we dance around it. And it's like a huge pole with two rings at the top, and it's supposed to be a penis that we dance around to just celebrate fertility. Not joking. That's what it is.
Wait a minute. We got to pause on that for a second. I did not expect that. I'm like, oh, flowers and dead.
Yes. And by the way, it's a penis.
And we dance around a male erection. That's
Yes, because it's summer and we're celebrating, everything coming to bloom and life starting and fertility. And I mean, it's a pagan holiday to
I
begin
love
with.
it.
Yes.
I don't know why that just gets me so excited, but that really what a way to start the show, Helena.
Dance around a huge erected penis. Yes.
All right. I love it. So it was a good
Well, I did no dancing around penis this midsummer. But it was nice. It was a very, very slow midsummer, which I liked. But that was on the Friday, like the 23rd. And on the 21st, I just had a really nice day to myself. Don't really remember exactly what I was doing. I think I was watching the clouds a lot, just sort of like knowing that it was the summer solstice and just appreciating nature pretty much.
Yeah.
I think I went for a swim and picked some flowers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you?
The family and I went camping.
That's
So,
right.
yep, Philip and I took our little pop-up camper and we went to a place called Wisconsin Dells, which is an area in Wisconsin where the land formation is really, really cool. And it's just really, really neat geography with a lot of the stones and rocks and whatnot. And it's a big tourist area where water parks for some reason got built up. Like it's the world's largest water park in Wisconsin, which is funny because
Okay.
it's a cold climate. But yeah, there's probably about 12 to 15 giant water parks, like giant, indoor, outdoor, like you name it. But we went there for the nature part of it because the water park stuff is just ridiculous, especially with two little ones. But we went hiking and we got to put our feet in the sand and the beach and the water. We went swimming in the swimming pool at our campsite. And on the solstice, we had a campfire, and the kids and I all just kind of talked about gratitude and what we are calling in this next 6 months and what we would like to see the next 6 months of the year, and what our gratitude is for the first 6 months. And so we just kind of had little nice conversations around the campfire. It was nice.
Yeah.
Camping itself was a little tricky. It's just, you got to pick up your whole life and 5 kids and bring them to a new location and plop down there. And we have
and build a whole home there.
Yeah, we have special food needs and all that, so we can't go out to eat a lot. And it's, my mom's like, was it fun? Was it fun? I was like, we're not home yet. Let me answer that in like a day or two when I forget all the challenges.
Yeah.
When I can look back at the smiling pictures and be like, look, we made happy memories.
Look, it was amazing. Amazing family holiday.
Exactly. So,
But
nice.
yeah, so like astronomy info about the solstice is that this is the time in the northern hemisphere where the day is the longest. And when the sun has been getting closer and closer and closer to us, and then on the solstice it turns and it starts going dark again. So that's, you celebrate the light and maybe also the dark, because the dark is coming back, but it's the longest day of the year, and in Sweden the sun goes down very late at night.
What time does it go down there?
Oof. Let me have a quick little look here in my
I
weather
want to
app.
say we're at the 44th parallel, and I want to say it's around 9:30 at night, which
9:30. Yeah. So here the sun, now we are almost a week after the solstice, and now the sun sets at 7 minutes past 10 at night.
7. Okay, so you get into the 10 o'clock hour. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty late.
It's late, and then it goes up again at 4:17 in the morning.
Do you know what parallel you're at?
No,
I have to Google that one. What parallel is
but
star?
we're super north. We're like at the same level almost as Alaska, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm looking this one up. I got to Google this one.
We are far up in the north.
You are at the 59th parallel. Wow. Like, yeah, you are significantly north.
Mm.
Yeah, so we're 44th, and I feel like that's still pretty north, but no,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
win. Yeah.
Thanks. That's something. We win something. But yeah, so the sun sets at that time and goes up again at 4, but in between there, it's pitch black for around, I would say, 2 or 3 hours tops,
Okay.
because the sunset and the sunrise is very, very, it's slow.
Yeah.
So it's just a very long sunset, a very long sunrise, and it's not
Cool.
dark for that long.
I'd love to.
At this
We
time
got
of
to
the year.
come visit you and experience that. That sounds super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So we are almost at the end of June already. I can't even believe it. I don't know where June went.
I know.
We've been busy with garden. We got our garden in. We got it in late because of the drought we were having here, and it was a cold spring, and then it got real hot and real dry real fast. So there was like planting time was really weird this year, but we got our garden in, and we have 7 gardens. My husband went nuts this year. So we have tons and tons of produce growing, and which means tons of weeding. And then I got some mulching done, and my blueberries now have a lovely mulched place, and my gooseberries. So we've been really tending to the berry bushes and the fruit trees. We have over 15 varieties of fruit in the ground. So eventually, as this all starts to produce more and more and more, we'll be contracting with, local cafes and things like that, local grocery stores. But right now it's not quite to that point yet. So we'll have an abundance for ourselves, and then we're building a little farm stand by the road. So we'll do that. We've been doing lots of farm stuff, garden stuff. Of course, we still have a baby and a toddler and 2 angsty preteens and a teen. So they're always fun, keeping us busy. But it's been a good June so far, and now we're entering July. So we thought, hey, it's time to do our July transit.
It is
recording.
A heads up to see what's going to go on.
Yeah.
And we are starting with a sun sextile to Jupiter.
Yeah.
At the same time as we're having a Venus square Uranus.
Yeah. So I was really excited to read about the sun sextile Jupiter. I was like, woohoo, this is what July starts with. It's the 1st and 2nd. And it brings optimism and good luck and happiness and, positive attraction, good fortune. It's just a really fortunate transit. So anytime the sun and Jupiter are sextile to each other, which is it's a degree apart, right? A specific degree apart. Anytime that happens, it's just this really benevolent energy that affects all of us. Really great things can happen to you. So checking where the sun is in your chart, where is Cancer in your chart, checking where Jupiter is located in your chart, transiting, that gives you an idea of where that positive energy and good luck and good fortune can show up for you. So where's Cancer in your chart again?
So it is, let's see here. Yeah, my 6th house. And I'm having a cold right now.
Brain
Yes.
not as great when you have a cold, I know.
No. So let's see here. Yeah, it will be the sun will be in my sixth house. So
Nice.
maybe it's good for my for like bringing me back from this cold then.
Right? That's
I hope.
exactly what I would
Yeah.
think. Like your
Yeah.
health would improve, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about this one because Cancer straddles my first and second house, and I would really like some abundance in money. That would be lovely. I would very much appreciate that, universe. Bring it. Thank you.
Bring it in. Yes, yes.
I will take it. And I've been working on clearing money blocks and manifesting and attracting and just realigning energy. So I'm hoping that this year we have some, and working hard. I'm not just sitting
Mm.
here like hoping for money, like ooh, right? Like I've been doing the work too. So
Yes.
I'm hoping that Sun sextile Jupiter brings some good
Some
energy.
cash
It's an
flow.
ideal time to reach goals. So if you've been, I got a friend who's about to submit a business proposal to buy a cafe. Like this is a great time to do that. So if you are thinking of taking on anything or working towards a goal, the first and second is like great
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. And the sun has a lot to do with your, what you identify with and also, your willpower. So if there's something that you're passionate about, it's really for those kind of things, for those things. But
Absolutely.
but then again, at the same time as we're experiencing this, good fortune energy, we're having the Venus square to Uranus. And
Wow.
Venus is, yeah, relationships and also finances as your values, which is square to this planet of like disruption,
Yeah.
which is Uranus, like chaos and disruption. So and I guess that it's good that we're having them at the same time. I'd rather have them at the same time
Right.
than just having Venus square Uranus alone,
Right? This one's
because
like, this
it
is
will
gonna
soften
kind of
it.
suck, but let me help you out with some other good stuff.
Yes, yes. So you just have to know that okay, you'll have some good luck with like some things that you love and things that you're passionate about, but at the same time, if it has to do with relationships, that might make it a little trickier.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to all the parents out there because it is relationships with your children. So wrap your head around the fact that July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd may be tricky with your kids. Like I have been finding the more I just kind of pay attention to what's going on in my world, and if something
Mhm.
feels really off, I'll go check the transits and then I go, oh, look at that. There it is.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think about it beforehand, right? As I'm experiencing the energy, I just know something's happening.
Yes.
And
Same.
then I go look and I'm like, oh, it's Mars opposite Uranus today. Excellent. Right. Which happened the other day and it was not pretty at my house.
Yeah.
So, if you are a parent or, dating somebody or whatever, that relationship could suddenly get really, really
Mm.
chaotic and feel like it maybe just got struck by lightning,
Mm.
right? Because
Yeah.
that square really creates a tension. And if you don't understand the tension that's happening and become the observer of it, you can get sucked in to the
Mm.
chaos and you can get, it's almost like, the dishwasher or the washing machine is agitating the clothes or cleaning the dishes, right? You can get kind of thrown around and that's kind of that energy that you would feel. So if you know that's happening, back out of it and go, hey, I'll get back to you on the 4th.
Yes. No. Very so true. So true. And this energy can also manifest, within yourself about your values. Suddenly, maybe your values, you realize that you have different values than you used to,
Yeah.
and that's fine. Go with it. It's we're all meant to change and
Yep.
like refine
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, because your desires within the relationships suddenly might change, right? If you're in
Mm,
a long-term relationship and suddenly you have an inkling for this kind now of relationship or this kind of lovemaking or this kind of whatever the situation is, that is a very Uranian thing that boom,
Mm.
I like something new now.
Mm.
Boom, I'm doing this now, right? It's
Yeah.
this desire for change becomes very, very strong
Yeah.
anytime
And
Uranus is
Uranus,
activated.
yeah. And Uranus also stands a lot for, I always think about freedom because it's very independent. So that might also be something that pops up maybe within your life that you feel a lack of
Mm-hmm.
independence, or maybe in a relationship that you feel like you need more space all of a sudden or something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
That's where it will that's how it'll show up for me. I know it
mm,
will. It'll be this urge to like get away from my kids.
yeah,
This happens a lot for me. Every time this transit comes up, I'm like, "Ah, I need to get away," right? I
yeah,
need space away. It feels like my nervous system, which is what Uranus is the ruler of, it feels like my nervous system is very heightened and activated by the people close to me, and
mm,
not necessarily in a good way, maybe, but with my husband, it's in a good way, but with the kids, it's not so great.
yeah.
So being aware of that kind of chaos is big time for the first, second, and third, but then recognizing that Sun sextile Jupiter is there. So
Mm,
hopefully you feel that energy more
mm,
than the other
mm.
one. So
And
what comes up
also
on the
during,
third?
well, I was just going to say that during these days, we also have that build up to the full moon that happens on the 3rd. We have a full moon in Capricorn.
Yep. Whew,
Ooh,
this is a
what
big
do you think about
entrance
that?
into July.
Yes, yes, that's it's a very active start. We're just on day 3 here.
Yeah, right. Bam. You're just in it. You're
Yeah.
just so what happens
Well,
for you, Miss Capricorn, with full moon in
hmm,
Capricorn?
I think I need to honor my, all of my Capricorn sides. I should probably be but full moons are about releasing stuff, not for starting new things. It's about like harvesting and releasing energy and acting out things, getting them out. So Capricorn's like giving something out. I
Capricorn's
don't
so
know.
focused on progress
We
and,
are,
work, success.
yeah.
So, you can see results from that, but you also, I think, need to let go of certain expectations around success and
I think
work.
I'm going to celebrate. I think I'm going to celebrate my progress on this
There you
day, and not work, just like not do anything more, just like be aware and look back on the past year and celebrate all of my feats. That's what I'm
Yes,
going to do.
that's great. I love that.
Woo!
I love
Yes.
that. I think too this could also be a time where we're experiencing some delays in things in the way we achieve success, right?
Hmm.
There's that letting go of expectations. I feel like Capricorn's a really good one with expectations. That's a sign that has some solid expectations of how
We
things
do.
should go.
Yes.
And when they don't go that way, then there's judgment
Hmm.
and ridicule, right? These are Capricorn kind of themes, and I love me some Capricorns, I really do. But they definitely tend to be people who really have a judgment, right? Complex, right? There's a lot of
It's
internal
stern. Yes,
judgment. Yeah.
it's Saturn. Saturn is the ruler, and it's very stern. It's that father figure, father time, the principle. And I think that if you ever get too caught up in that Capricorn energy, just remember what's on the opposite side of the zodiac wheel, which is the mother, the like Cancer energy, the softness, the gentleness. And we are in Capricorn season. No, sorry, Cancer season now. So if you start feeling too like boxed up, too stern, too
Mhm.
in your list and expectations and all of
To-do
that,
list. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Let it go. Let it go. So releasing, using that full moon energy to release those expectations, release that
Mm.
discipline and that sternness, and really be gentle and forgiving. Nobody is going to ever get their to-do list done, ever. We
No.
all of us humans have something on our to-do list that we will not finish or not accomplish in this lifetime, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
And this Capricorn full moon can help you release those responsibilities that are weighing on you, or those expectations that beat you up inside, right? And feeling
Yeah.
overwhelmed, letting that go and really having, like you said, that nurturance, that Cancer energy, that be gentle. You
Mm.
know, how does a mother approach a crying toddler who just fell, right? Like you pick her up and you say, "It's okay, honey," and you gentle with them. You don't
Mm.
scold them, "Why'd you fall on the gravel?" Right?
Yeah.
You're gentle with them. And that's what we want to use the Cancer sun to be gentle with this Capricorn judgmental side that we have, and release
Mm.
those overwhelming feelings of
Mm.
responsibility,
Mm.
right? We're going to do the to-do list. We're
Forgiveness.
going to work on it, but we can really be too harsh on ourselves emotionally, for sure.
Yes. And right now in the world also, it feels like everything is very like wound up. Like it feels like everything's very, ooh, I don't know how to explain it, but like when you pull a rubber string and it's just very tense,
Yes. Yep.
it just feels like that right now in the world. So, and this full moon in Capricorn, will that rubber band just like let go of, or
Right?
will it break, or will it just, nah,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
it will just pop off, probably.
And also, again, take a look at your chart and see where this full moon will be happening. It's going to be
Mm.
at the beginning of Capricorn. And where is that in your chart? For me, it's in my 7th house. So I'm going to be releasing hard work expectations around partnership and business partnership, and really working on allowing more flow, Cancer energy, and less rigidity, right? Like
Mm.
not hanging on to that rigidity of how I think things should be.
Yeah.
That has been a constant for me since I've had the baby too. So
Mm.
so what do you need to let go of? That's something to ask yourself during this 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of July. What Capricorn theme have I been really hanging on to
Mm.
that isn't serving me well anymore, that I
Yeah.
can really let go of and be
Mm.
more nurturing with myself instead?
Exactly. Yeah. Look at the house placement that will fall in for you, and every house means something different. And you can just Google what the houses mean, and get a sort of an idea
Yep.
for
Yep.
yourself. Mm. For
So
me, it
then
would be
we
in the
have
12th house.
right, right. And then you have this energy to work with of forgiveness. I feel like Cancer energy is so good at forgiving, and Capricorn is not the best at forgiving.
No, it will hold you to what you said. It will hold you accountable very much.
And forgiveness is not about the other person. It is a decision you make in your head. I
Mm.
was just having a conversation with my Capricorn mother about this like 3 days ago. And I said, forgiveness is something that you do so that you don't harbor that energy of whatever it is, negative energy within you anymore. You release it. It's a
Yeah.
releasing of this anger or angst or
Mm.
whatever, right? Forgiveness is a decision you make. And sometimes you have to continue to actively make this decision, right?
Yeah.
Practice forgiveness.
Yeah. And I think it's great, like if we could be somewhere in between those two signs
Right.
at this time, between the Cancer, giving, forgiveness, nurturing,
Yep.
and because everything has, it can become too much, too little,
Right.
and
No.
also have this Capricorn where you hold people accountable, but you also can forgive when needed,
Yes.
and give
Yep.
space, and give some more time, or you
Yeah.
know
I like that for sure. So
mm,
yeah, if you are if you're listening and you've got some ideas, feel free to comment on that. Tell us what you're working on with your full moon energy and Capricorn. What do you need to release?
yeah.
And we have a couple days where the sky's a little bit quiet, which is nice. And then
After that full moon, yeah.
right, then on the 10th of July, we have two things going on. Mercury is opposite Pluto. We don't typically do talk about Mercury transits too often just because they're so fast. But when it's opposite Pluto, Mercury is your mind and the way you think and the way you learn and speak. And when opposite to Pluto could cause some destruction with what you say.
Yes. Yes, for sure. You could also end up having very, that thoughts go and repeat, that you get obsessed. You like have obsessed thinking about things that end up being destructive for you. Obsessive thinking is not good for anything, I think.
No.
So
and
yeah, beware of
Pluto is
that.
back in Capricorn now. So when we have Capricorn, the things we think and say or are obsessed about with Mercury and Cancer, again, this might be something foundational, because with Pluto in Capricorn, we may think about needing to change or upheave our foundation or the way we've done things before, and the foundation of our life, and that might change. Suddenly we might get this new idea, Mercury ideas, on how we change our foundation, or something with that Pluto in Capricorn, that foundational hard work. So there could be some changes that show up, destruction or creation, I don't know, but the obsessive thinking is one of them too, for sure. So that's another Cancer Capricorn theme going on from the full moon on the 3rd, and then the Mercury opposite Pluto on the 10th. So we're sticking with that Cancer Capricorn theme going on. So if you haven't explored those two signs, I encourage you to do so, because those are going to be pretty prominent this first part of July. But then that same day, we've got Mars giving us a new flavor. He's leaving Leo and he's going into Virgo. So
leaving the fire, going into the earth.
Going into the earth now. Yep. So now we've got Mars entering Virgo, and this is a time for getting things done.
Yes.
Mars is your doer. It's your action. It's your drive. I like to think about it as the car we drive through life, right? So wherever your natal Mars is, that's the thing that really drives you. But as Mars transits the zodiac, we get a little flavor for a couple months as Mars goes through that sign. And he just got out of Leo, which was fun and courageous and bold and doing new things and taking fun action, right? Lots of fun stuff. But now as he gets into Virgo, he gets more serious.
More serious, more thinking about the actions before doing them. Thinking, is this productive? Is this on my list?
Have I gotten productive? Yes. Because Virgo hates to waste time.
Yes.
Don't waste a Virgo's time. They want things to be very timely manner, very organized things, organized functioning.
Perfectionist.
Yep. So Mars is usually in a hurry, because that's what Mars likes to be in. Doing things and being action oriented. And Virgo really wants things to be done well and effectively and efficiently. So this is a great couple months here, however long it's in Virgo for, I don't know right now, but this is a great couple months to really kind of check stuff off that to-do list we were talking about a little earlier. Now you can take action on that. So that happens the 10th. So use the rest of July to really clean out your closets, clean out your garage, get some stuff done. Be efficient with your time.
Can't wait. Love it.
What happens next?
Then on the 17th of July, we have a new moon in Cancer. Yep. So for those of you who don't know, we have usually we have a full moon and a new moon every month, and it's about 2 weeks in between. The cycle is about, it's a full moon, and then it takes about 2 weeks until it's gone down to just a small sliver, and then in 2 weeks again until it builds up to be full again, and just keeps going and keeps going.
Yep.
So on the 17th, a new moon in the sign of Cancer.
The moon loves to be in Cancer.
Yes. It's the
Look,
home of the moon.
this is a great manifesting time. This is a great time to be fluid with your body, dancing, moving, flowing, go swimming,
Yes.
right? A lot of, I just keep thinking like being on a nice boat on the ocean surface when it's not angry, it's just flowing nicely and you're just
Mm.
kind of rocking back and forth, enjoying the sun and sipping your drink in the sun on the boat.
I'm
Doesn't
thinking
that,
about mermaids
oh, that sounds nice.
or like mermaids or like fae folk
Mm,
around the water.
yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
love
It's
that.
just gentle and soft and yeah, very nurturing, and it's a feminine energy. It's a very feminine energy, and just it just a lovely, lovely energy. And I think this day it's amazing to just listen to whatever you like, bring out the fae in you and just have fun and play around and eat the food that you like and just
I love that.
let yourself be a mermaid or a fae.
Right? I love that.
Yeah, and
And
play in the feminine energy.
getting into your healing vibe, right? Really manifesting healing, nurturing, health, wellness,
Mm,
all of the things, cuz mothering is a big part of Earth school, right? Your mother is a big deal whether she's in your
mm,
life or not. It's a big thing. Everybody has a belly button when you look down. That is the attachment that was to your mother, right? And like we all have a mother energy. We all come from a mother. We have Mother Earth. And mother is a very strong energy in Earth school in this existence. And this is the sign of nurturing, healing, and mothering. And I find it really interesting that we chose to name the disease Cancer. And it tells me that when we manifest this dis-ease, we are out of ease with really mothering
mm,
ourselves fully, healing our emotional traumas, dealing with the emotional crap from the past, right? Those things stay in our cells. And a
mm.
new moon in Cancer is a phenomenal time to really get some garbage out, really
Yes.
manifest in health. Like that, whether that looks like hiring a hypnosis teacher or hypnotist to do some subconscious work, right? Doing hypnotherapy, whether that's hiring a regular therapist and starting therapy work, right? Whatever it is, seeking help to really help you nurture yourself in a new way is a
Mm,
phenomenal time to use a new moon in Cancer. So, as a
true.
health coach for 10 years, I really started to see the emotional connection and that with physical illness. And that's really what I tailored my health coaching towards the last like 8 years or so of doing it. And it is amazing the emotional garbage that is underneath physical health issues, right? Whether it's shoulder pain and you're carrying the burdens of other people, or we store grief in our lungs
Mm,
and we store irritation and annoyance in our sinuses, and we have anger is in our liver. So if you are angry, your liver is not detoxing properly. So these
mm,
are all things that you can find this all on the internet. You can find this in certain books. Louise Hay, Hay, is a phenomenal pioneer of this kind of energetic health, physical health connection with the emotions. And Cancer in the new moon in Cancer is a phenomenal time to really manifest and pull forward a new way to nurture yourself and a new
mm,
way to mother yourself and starting a new routine, especially at the height of summer, right? In this kind of positive manifesting time frame for us in the height of summer in the northern hemisphere. So I really encourage you to do some journal work and look at some past stuff, maybe from your mother, from your grandmothers, right? From your mother lineage. And what did you not receive from your mother? She could still be on earth and still be lovely and phenomenal, but we all needed something from our mothers we didn't get. And I'm not cutting anyone's mom down, right? But just find out what that is that you were missing. Maybe you just needed her to listen to you a little bit more and talk a little bit less, right? I'm queen of talking too much.
mm.
frequently I have to ask my kids, do you need me to talk less?
Mm.
And listen
But
more.
I also see that as like it could be your mother, it could also be another person, like a mother figure in your life,
Mother
like
figure.
someone who has that. And I think that also with your partner, you mother each other sometimes. So it
Mhm.
could be, just knowing that it's the mothering. What kind of mothering did you miss out on?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Hmm.
calling that to you in a journal fashion and really, using the new moon as a journal prompt to find out, what do you need to mother yourself now? Do you need a friend
Hmm.
to listen to you more? Do you need friends that you can just go out and just go to the spa with or get a pedicure with, right? Like, what kind of things do you need to feel nurtured?
Hmm.
Utilize this new moon for that. I love that. That feels so
Mm.
good. I have all kinds of ideas brewing in my head now.
Yeah. And also, I just want to add that Cancer is all about feelings. People who have a lot of Cancer in their charts are usually quite moody, could get
Yes.
very moody. And that's what happens when you don't when you don't handle your feelings properly. So, Cancer is a lot about feelings. So, talk about your feelings, be open and
Yes.
share. It's so much better than having them brew on the inside, and just
Oh, because
make
otherwise
you
you get
broody and
moody and
moody.
broody, and then
Mm.
nobody wants to be around Cancer energy that's broody and moody
Mm-mm.
and crabby. It's
No,
the sign of the crab for a reason.
exactly.
Oh, so the 17th, enjoy that. And then we're going to do a whole separate show because the 17th is when the lunar nodes actually switch into Aries and Libra. So we're going to do another thing on that one because that's a big thing.
Yes.
So what comes up next?
Then on the 19th until the 21st, we have Mars opposite to Saturn.
Mm,
And this could be also a little challenging. We have the sun, the willpower. No, sorry, not the sun, Mars. We have Mars, which is our drive
our
and
fight.
our fight and like passions
I
also.
like to think of Mars as like our bodyguard, right? Like, this is
Uh-huh.
the energy of like, what do we need to protect ourselves?
Mm.
And sometimes we've been raised to protect ourselves against kind of the wrong things, right?
Mm.
So sometimes we need to mature and let down our guard in certain areas. And I think this opposition to Saturn is a time frame where we can really use our maturity of Saturn. We can grow up a little bit and
Mm.
recognize we don't have to fight that thing anymore, or that person, or that idea, right? There's this growing up and recognizing, nope, that's not needed. Let's just set that down right now. How about we
Mm.
lay our sword down and we have a conversation now? We grow up, which Saturn is all about maturing. Grow up, do the work, and mature. You don't have to go punch each other in the face anymore.
Yes, because Mars is so much like that, just act without thinking. That sort of could be very childish,
I
it's
like
our,
to think of it as like the bar fight, right?
yeah,
Y- the guys in the bar that just start swinging because that person's swinging and everybody's just fighting and nobody knows why.
yeah.
It's that
But for
energy.
sure maturing.
Yeah, it's that energy of like teen boys where they just kind of have this extra testosterone, right?
Mm.
And Saturn says it's time to take a more mature approach here.
Yeah.
I like that. So that's the 21st, 19th to the 21st. So you could maybe feel a little bit alone during this transit too. That could be one where Saturn tends to cause things to move away from us, or limitations. He does this for a reason. It's because we typically didn't need that thing in our life at that moment. If it's meant in our life, it'll come back. So if it's a person or a job or your car broke or whatever, we were either done with that or we needed a new look, a new perspective. So Saturn tends to remove things
Mm.
from us. And no matter what the transit is, he tends to just kind of be like, and you're done with that. Thanks so
Mm.
much. Just
Yeah.
picks it up and takes it away. So you may end up feeling alone, or maybe like even with work, because this is so much around work. Maybe you are overlooked for a promotion, right? There's something like that that happens. So during this transit, it's going to highlight your hard work, what you've been working on, and maybe there's some restrictions that happen there. Maybe you need to take a fresh look at what you've been working on and ask yourself, is this working?
Mm,
Am I putting my energy into the right thing? So
mm,
utilizing that transit 19th through the 21st to really observe where you're putting your action into. And again, Mars will be in Virgo at this time, and Virgo doesn't want to deal with stupid shit.
mm.
We don't
Yeah.
need this anymore. Let's get rid of this. It's almost like a new you hire a new accountant to come in, right? Virgo's an accountant kind of energy, and you hire this new accountant and go, okay, we got to look at your books. Wow, like no, this has to go. This has to go. Nope, that doesn't work. So this Saturn Mars opposition, and with Mars in Virgo, there's gonna be a lot of like taking a look at your health. This isn't
Mm.
working anymore. Stop eating like this. You're being stupid. Nope. And Saturn's
Yeah.
in Pisces. So Pisces wants you to feel good and feel happy and feel, right? So Saturn's making you get some structure around those feelings. And Mars is really making you go, okay, you need to stop with the soda. You need to
Mm.
quit eating out at the fast food joints. You need to get some exercise. Come on now.
Yeah.
Get your shit together,
That's right.
right?
And also because Saturn in Pisces, I feel could also be very much like teaching us lessons about what we're disappearing.
Mm,
So and with Mars in the health sign of Virgo, as you were just saying, yeah, like get real about what you are doing against your health. Like, are you like honestly, are you living a healthy life? Are you doing what you can?
right.
Or are you checking out with drugs, with alcohol, with,
Fast
I
food
don't
with
know,
ice cream,
medication? Yeah.
medication. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Where I like to think, where are you constipated? Right? Where is
Mm,
your crap built up that you need to release in a better
mm,
way, in a healthier way? Right? Or the opposite. It's like Pisces, the two fish, right? There's either constipation or diarrhea. Where are you not healthy? And you can really look at those two areas of life and recognize where you've got to buckle down and do some work. And
mm,
Mars opposite that Saturn during those 3 days, I think, is a really crucial time to take a big look at our health and
mm,
recognize we've got to make some changes with the way we approach health, especially in America. Oh my gosh. Especially because we have the FDA. This is a random side note. The FDA just approved lab grown meat.
yeah, I saw that. I
So,
saw that in an article that they
yeah.
were really happy about it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know who these people are that are really happy about it, but my brain and my guts are going. Bleh. So they're
Yeah.
taking like DNA from animal eggs or something, and they're growing it in containers, metal containers that look like, like winery, like where they're fermenting wine. It looks like that. And this has now been approved. And the first lab grown chicken will be available at a restaurant in San Francisco soon. And I can't even wrap my head around how this
Yeah.
is a
I
thing.
mean, I'm not sure. I don't know what I feel about it because it's just so crazy. I mean, if it's good for you, then this is really amazing news.
Right.
But it just feels so strange with anything lab grown. But hey,
Right. I think this is where when Pluto enters Aquarius, we're gonna see a lot of weird
none
shit
of
like
those things. Yes, yes.
mm-hmm. Yep,
And,
this is
and
the
just
start of it.
want to add something about Mars as well. Mars, I feel like is very much that it's where we have sometimes that where our ego really peeps out and it's really hard when you feel vulnerable because your ego is in the way, and so just see, your ego will pop out its ugly head, and just see it for what it is and
For real.
be the observer.
Yeah. Understand yourself. Really use this
Mm,
transit to understand yourself. Put it on your calendar, July 19th to the 21st. dig into understanding yourself. Why are you feeding yourself this way? Why are you getting angry at this thing? Right? Like, become an observer for these 3 days so you can use Saturn to discern, really observe, you critical thinking using that Saturn planetary energy, and then the Mars in Virgo to really assess why your ego is flared. Why are you
Yeah.
angry? Why are you eating this way? Why are you not exercising? And why are you, all of the things. So that's a good time frame. I'm going to put that one on the calendar for sure. My daughter's birthday is the 20th. So this should be an
Hmm.
interesting birthday time for her too. She has actually Mars conjunct Jupiter in her natal chart in Cancer. So we have Mars energy with her
A lot.
intensely. So the 20th and the 21st, the sun will be trine to Neptune. So trine, again, for those that are still learning astrology, is a lovely conversation. Really, really easygoing energy. Smooth. Nobody's arguing. And when it is trine to Neptune, Neptune is artistry, it's illusion, it's playful creativity, very flowy energy. It can also
Hmm.
be checking out and getting into kind of getting lost in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So being aware that the 20th, 21st, you got the Mars opposite Saturn energy, and at the same time, the sun is talking in a lovely energy to Neptune. So you may feel very dreamy. And then all of a sudden, the Mars and Saturn energy, and now you're angry. And then we get back into dreamy, and it could be all over the place those couple days.
Hmm.
So maybe put it on your calendar, because those aren't the only things happening, because the 21st and the 22nd, we got the sun opposite to Pluto. So this is a busy couple days.
It
Holy
is.
man. I'm like looking at our list right now. We got Mars opposite Saturn, Sun trine to Neptune, Sun opposite Pluto. Venus goes retrograde on the 22nd. And then the 22nd, also the Sun enters Leo season. All right,
That
you
is a lot.
guys.
It is a lot. And
Put
I
that
feel
on your
also,
calendar.
yeah, with the sun trying with all of those things, the Saturn, the Neptune, the Pluto, because I feel like Sun trine Neptune, Sun is our body as well, and Neptune is very much not our body.
Right.
Um, and the Sun is our vitality, so more than our body. But so even with a trine, I feel like if you don't, if don't know, if you don't know your body too well, you probably won't know why you are sort of all of a sudden not feeling very attached to your body. I feel like this could be a time when you sort of you might like not lose your vitality, but it can change into being more ethereal,
Okay. Yeah.
not as solid. And then with the sun at the same time opposite to Pluto, and
Right.
Pluto, can be prone to depression and like dark thoughts. It's also about your vitality of opposing these dark thoughts, and then at the same time, and Neptune can be anxiety. So this can be a time when you can feel a little bit anxious and depressed and
Yeah.
sort of losing contact with yourself. And if you do that, just I think there's probably so many ways to get back into your body. I know, like tap yourself or like jump or
Dance.
dance.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good
Neptune
way to
can
get into your
get
body.
you said this word, I want to point it out. Angsty, very anxiety-ish, right? A little bit of paranoia too, because you can get lost in illusionary world, right? So even if it's a trine, even if it's having a lovely conversation, that opposition to Pluto at the same time, that combo, it can be like this 1-2 punch, right? Where it can create a paranoia, would be
Yeah.
the word. And for me, it's actually, I'm having a Neptune square Neptune right now, and my Mercury happens to be right in the middle. And that is a paranoia time frame. Like that is
Mm.
where like things come up. And I will be in the garden, and all of a sudden I'll have thoughts of one of my children dying, or like, just like the house blowing up while I'm in the garden, like weird paranoia crap that I don't know where it comes from, and I have to immediately squash it like I just saw a bug, right? I have to immediately step it out and go, nope, and get out of that line of thinking immediately. I actually will sing a song, and it's, do you know Don't Worry, Be Happy?
Yeah. Yes.
I sing that song.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
because it scares me, the paranoia thoughts that they come on so strong. And this is a transit everyone will go through in their late 30s, early 40s, Neptune square Neptune. I happen to be going through it right now. And it is a tough one when it comes to these thoughts. And we did a whole podcast on this, but I'm still fighting it. It's still working with it, right?
Mm.
Learning to work with it. But I think this time frame right here, this 19, 20, 21, 22 of July, this can trigger in everybody because of all of the activity happening, right? We've got Neptune activated, Pluto's activated, Mars and Saturn are activated, Venus goes retrograde.
Oh yeah, let's add that one. So
There's a lot of stuff.
rethinking your relationships. Let's add that into the anxiety and the depression and the paranoid thoughts. Let's add, you know,
Retrograde
you
Venus.
thinking again about your relationships. How are they? Do you like everything going on in there? You're really reviewing all of those things.
Yeah, and Venus is hanging out in Leo this couple months, and she's going to retrograde back to the beginning of Leo and then go back through Leo. So she's in Leo for a while, and she's not normally in a sign for this long. And so she's going to really help us be courageous with our relationships and our money and our, finances and all of that. And when she goes retrograde, what do we need to reevaluate? With the way we're making money, with the way we're calling in money, with the way we are relating to money, with the way we're relating to our children or our lovers or our bosses. How are we relating to them? Have we been a little ego filled with Leo? Have we been a little pompous? Do we need to pull back a little? Do we need to step up a little? Right? So we're going to question all of that as she goes retrograde. And of course, the sun opposite Pluto, it's a lot happening. You guys, seriously,
It is.
put July 19th to the 22nd on your calendar. And I want you to write on there, be kind and patient to yourself.
Yes. And this is such a unique combination, I think. And I mean, right now I was just like, oh, that on top of that, on top of that. Why? But we don't know why. We don't know what it's gonna trigger in us, but it's gonna trigger something that needs to come out, So this is a unique combo platter that is brought to us to this world because there's things that we need to look at.
Yeah. It gives us this opportunity to examine what we are doing and readjust as needed. And that's what these big combo 1-2 punch transits do for us. We get to go, okay, what am I working on? What am I doing? How am I treating my body? How am I treating my loved ones? And how am I bringing in right? You get to really look at all of it and go, what needs some adjustments? What needs to be let go? What am I done with? Done.
Yeah.
What am I calling in?
Exactly.
These are all great questions if you need journal prompts. Write those down.
Yeah.
Oh, but please be kind to yourself.
Yes. Please. Yes. And remember also, if you meet someone who is really acting out, or maybe your partner is feeling really down and really in a certain way that you feel triggered by it, just remember that this person is also going through all of this energy. So even if you don't feel super triggered, remember that other people might be, because it's also depending on your own chart and how it's hit by all of these things. Some people are hit harder, some people don't feel it as much.
Through it. And that's because of your natal placements. It's because of the houses it's happening in. The sun trine Neptune, some people will feel extremely empathic all of a sudden, and they might be absorbing everybody's energy and not know why and not know what it is. Maybe they're not empathic people naturally, but now because of this transit in their chart, suddenly they're taking on everybody's emotions and, oh my God, what's happening? Right?
Yeah.
They might not know that they're even doing that, that's something they're experiencing, because they don't study astrology or don't know anything
Yeah.
about their chart. But you listening to this podcast, you can say, hey, be kind to yourself. These are a rough few days. You might be hitting hard with this, Sun trine Neptune or opposite Pluto energy.
Mm.
So,
And I feel like we need to also add in all of the good sides about this planet. So Saturn, good sides, maturing, good sides of Neptune, your intuition. You can really listen to your intuition. Good side of Pluto, rebirth, transformation.
creative endeavors. Between
Yes.
Neptune and
So,
Pluto, they're so creative. The two of them together, super, super creative. Like you can create a whole new life with these couple days. Your life
yeah.
can completely shift with Saturn going, okay, we're going to be mature about our health, and Neptune's going to go, we're going to be creative and become, a dancer instructor, and Pluto go, all right, let's learn how to do that, or let's get a new job doing that, right? It could be a whole new ball game for you, and a leveling up.
Hmm.
So again, kindness and patience, because you might not be expecting that.
Yes, for sure. And if anyone was intrigued by what Laura was talking about the Neptune square to Neptune, we are talking about that in the episode called Midlife Crisis.
Yeah.
So just go back to that one and listen if you want to hear more about those.
Yeah. So when
Transits.
the sun enters Leo on the 22nd and Venus goes retrograde in Leo, we now have a new energy that's very different from Cancer. Very different. So you
Yeah,
have some Leo energy, don't you, Helena?
I do. I have my sun in Leo. Um, I mean, that's it. But I do have my sun in Leo, and that's
Just
a
the
whole
main
lot.
part of me. That's all.
Yes. Yeah. So I always am happy about that season because my sun can sometimes be a little bit hidden by all of the Capricorn sides that I have. So I always welcome every opportunity to have the Leo sides of me to come out and play
Yeah.
and just
And
be
that's what it is.
seen.
Leo loves to
Yeah.
play, and I love to think of the lion, right? The Leo lion. You might want to sleep in a little bit more like a lion does. Oh, take your time getting up, right?
Mm,
I love Leo season myself. But
mm.
it's very courageous. This is a time for
Feisty.
bold new activities. Again, all of the stuff happening prior to Leo, the sun entering Leo, I think could be huge life-changing stuff. Because as you experience the Mars opposite Saturn, you start to really, again, look at health, right? Virgo, you might look at your books, your accounting, you might look at your job, you might look at something that you're experiencing every day and decide this needs a change and I need to mature. And then following that, the sun trine Neptune gets you into empathy and creative artistic endeavors to maybe start something new. And you're now pulling in energy from spirit. You're listening to your intuition. And then sun opposite Pluto, the sun is highlighting this rebirth and renewal theme, right? So something's going to die and be let go, and we're going to transform and rebirth. And then the sun enters Leo, and now we're courageous and bold. And I'm like, ooh, this is cool. Like, what new thing are you starting in your life? I'm excited for
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a
Because
big
with
deal for me. I'm doing on the 22nd, I'm doing with my business coach, I'm launching my new program and my new community. So I'm actually going to be launching my new parenting, planetary parenting community. I think that's the name I'm going with. I'm still feeling it out. But this is going to be a community space off of social media and where's my, yeah, I am, but there we are.
there you are. You
Off of
disappeared.
social media, Facebook and stuff. And this is going to be a community that is for parents to really explore astrology deeper and really help them understand their children, understand how to reparent themselves. And I'm launching it that day on the 22nd.
What?
Yeah. So this is a big thing for this business program I've been in for 6 months, and kind of the build up to this. And I'm super excited as I'm really putting forth a lot of effort and energy into really reaching the people I would like to reach,
Mm.
specifically the mamas who are losing their shit on a daily basis.
Mm.
Me. Come join me and let's wallow in astrology and parenting, right? And create a safe space to really dig into the nitty gritty and the hard stuff of reparenting yourself while parenting these little humans. So that's happening for me on the 22nd. And I'm super excited about that, especially with Venus in Leo going retrograde, because I'm like, well, that's money and new relationships. So hopefully this is a time for me to really create new relationships with these moms in this online community space and bring in money in a new way for my family. And it will be going through my third house of communication, talking,
Mm.
teaching. So connecting.
Amazing.
Yes, I'm really excited for myself that way. So I encourage our listeners, like, what's happening for you, right? Like,
Yeah.
really dig into this, because this is kind of like a go big energy
Yes,
showing up.
for sure.
I love it. And then we have some quietness in the sky for a couple days. I like that.
Yes.
But Pluto's going to square the nodes on the 28th. So what does that
Yes.
look like for you? What do you gain from that, or what do you interpret with that?
Mm. Mm. So I actually see that I might have done a typo here. It says the 28th, and then you know what? This might be right. We will correct it in show notes if the date is wrong,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because it's a little bit out of, or maybe I just did them out of order. Don't remember, but we will write it in the show notes if it's wrong. But the Pluto square to the nodes, it just I just think of like huge evolutionary like transformation with the destiny of this planet's life. And
For real.
yeah, it feels pretty big. And so this happens late in the month, and maybe we should actually record this episode soon about the nodes,
I
because then we
think we
can
will. Actually, it
squeeze in
is
the
the
Pluto.
23rd it happens. It's not the 28th. It
Is
is
it
the 23rd.
23rd?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's right after that sun. So the sky is not quiet for a couple days. No.
Mhm.
We just have to take a breath. So that happens the next day after the 22nd. We go into the 23rd, and that is when Pluto is going to square those. So the nodes are like kind of our spiritual evolution, right? The north
Mm.
node is where we're headed, and the south node is the stuff that we know. Like, we
Mm.
incarnated into this life knowing this energy.
Mm.
And then the north node is where we're going. So when Pluto is square to those, he's shaking stuff up, and he's making you pay attention. Where
Mm.
are we going? Where are we coming from? Right? Like,
Yeah.
and I think
And
that's
now
what we're,
it will be that Aries and Libra, so it'll be a lot about Aries is
yep,
leadership and just the I, and Libra
yeah.
is we. So
Yeah, we're going to dive into this in a whole other episode, because this is
yes,
exciting stuff. I
it's
think
too
this is
big.
a big thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
But we've got the 23rd and 24th. Mercury is going to be talking to Uranus. He's going to be squaring Uranus. So again, we've got that tension between our mind and the way we communicate, and this chaos and change and independence.
For
So
sure.
if you're suddenly wanting to escape and run away from people who are trying to hold you down or restrict you in any way, Uranus will make you really not be okay with that.
Yeah.
And so that's the 23rd, 24th. So now we're just kind of going each day like something new is happening.
It
Holy
is.
macaroni.
It
It's a
is.
busy July.
It
Busy.
is.
When Mercury is in contact with Uranus, I have this in my chart natally, and it can get uh your mind can cause a lot of stress, right? This can cause some mental health stuff, because Uranus
Mm.
rules your nervous system, and your mind is, what we think and how we learn and communicate. And if you're not learning, thinking, communicating in an effective way, it can cause some anxiety and some stress. And then now we've got this internal tension, and you may be stressed out those 2 days, the 23rd, 24th. So watch your stress level, watch your anxiety levels, make sure you're doing lots of deep breathing, make sure you're taking space and time, go out for a walk in nature, go just sit and meditate for a few minutes, just a few minutes.
Yeah. This is, it's just definitely a time where I see that your mind can just spin out of control.
Yeah. And you using the sudden change of Uranus to change the way you're thinking. If you are going down a negative thought pattern, right? Utilize that square energy and that square connection to, bam, I need to change that. Like I said, when I'm having this Neptune square Neptune, I get that paranoia, and I immediately start to sing the "Don't Worry, Be Happy" song. Do 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 do. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
See?
Yeah.
I have to, because I can get sucked down into that scary part really, really quick. And this is what Mercury square Uranus, you can utilize that sudden change to shift your thinking if it's going in the wrong direction. So this is kind of like a self-help thing. Get a song stuck in your head, get an earworm, right? Did you watch Frozen yet?
I haven't, no.
Let it go, right? You gotta watch that movie.
I promise I will.
Oh my goodness. Then Mercury is going to conjunct Venus coming up on the 27th. And that's a nice one. I feel like anytime Venus is talking to anybody, it usually ends up pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure. Like if we can just have our mind, the way we process, connected with the planet of, pleasure and
Love
love and finances and relationships,
yeah.
I don't mind thinking about those things.
Right? Right. So your mind will be kind of consumed on those topics for the 27th. So if your relationships have not been,
That's my birthday.
oh, it is, yes.
It
That's
is.
a good
Yes.
birthday present for you.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fun. If your mind has, or your relationships haven't been going through the couple days beforehand very smoothly, you can have some relief on the 27th of July and maybe schedule a date. Maybe really put some energy, some mental energy into your relationships.
I think that this is probably a good time to like yes, what you went through between the 19th and 22nd with all of those, all of those transits. Because that is not such a good time maybe to talk to someone about what's going on. It's more a time to evaluate within yourself what you need to change. But on the 27th of July is a good time when you can take all that information, everything's landed a little bit, and you can have a conversation with your partner, with your parent, with a buddy or whatever about those things.
Yep, for sure. And then our last one we have for the month is the Mars trine to Jupiter on the 31st. So the last day of the month, Mars is having a lovely conversation with the benevolent planet Jupiter. Utilize that to really activate your drive to do something good, right? To take action on a goal, to take action on your health. Again, Mars is trekking through Virgo. So we really want to focus on health and being of service to yourself, being of service to others, getting your accounting in order, getting your job organized, getting things organized, cleaning your house in a big way. Maybe you're cleaning up your yard, right? Jupiter is going to help take action on these Virgo energies with that Mars there. So I love that. That's a nice way to end the month.
It is. So it ends with a bang. It has an intense middle, but then in the end, it just, it will give you all of the things that we need to sort of to utilize all of those hectic days and what went on in our heads.
For real.
Yeah.
Well, we want to give a shout out to Shannon. Thank you for buying us some tea. We've been doing this podcast just kind of for free, and it's something we love to do and clearly are passionate about. And It's been such a labor of love, but we do have to pay for it. So we appreciate the contributions. So you can go to the link in our show notes under our show and buy us a coffee or buy us a tea, and that goes to supporting our efforts here with providing education
Hmm.
and helping you understand what in the world is happening in your life and exploring all things astrology with us. So we appreciate it, Shannon. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And if you'd like to support the show, you can buy us a coffee, buy us a tea. You can leave us a review. You can share us with a friend. You can follow us on Instagram. There's so many ways to support us, and we super appreciate it because we just
We
love doing
do.
this. So.
Yes, we do. We do.
Thank you
Thanks,
for
Shannon.
joining us for the July transits. We hope you have a lovely July and stay kind to yourself and patient in the middle there because it might get a little rough. But again, understanding the transits is so helpful to know that you're not doing anything wrong, right? It's the energy we're in and we can work with it and it will shift. So
Always does.
thank you so much. We will see you next time.
Bye.